What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video. Hope you all are doing well. I myself am doing amazing, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys another upload on the Camaro. For those of you guys who have been keeping up with me, I had mentioned in one of my previous videos that I've had this car since I was very young. I've had this car since I was the age of 16. When you're the age of 16, you don't really think things through like completely, and when you're that age, you don't really care. Like, you just kind of want to do things, and it is what it is, I guess. But now, me being 24, me being older, me being an adult, it's like I think things through thoroughly now all the time, and I try to make the best decision possible. And I always just try to take my time and not rush things, because when you rush things, you always make like impulse buys or impulse decisions, and I don't want to do that. Long story short, I did that with the Camaro. The way it happened was I decided to upgrade the audio system the sound system on this car. And at the time, the car was a 1SS, so it had the base interior, the cloth seats, didn't have the upgraded sound system, nothing. That one being a 2SS, it had the upgraded sound system, which is from Boston Acoustics. And I actually took that whole sound system out of that car and I kept it for my car. Now, the mistake that I did was when I upgraded the sound system on this car, I actually went ahead and I cut the door harnesses. I cut the plugs off and I spliced into it, and I should have never done that. I should have never done that, guys. Don't ever do it. The thing that I recommend for you to do first is do research. Go online and check if they have adapters for your harness. If they have an adapter, all you have to do is buy the adapter and it's plug and play. You don't have to cut your harness. The adapter actually comes with the two wires already separated, so that way whatever speaker you're going to put on, you can just wire it into it without having to touch your harness. I knew that they had the harnesses, and again, me being 16, me just wanting to do something cool and me just wanting it done to my car, I was like, I don't care, I'm just gonna cut it. I went ahead and cut it, spliced into it, and I am not happy with that. And nowadays, I actually want to remove the sound system my car currently has in it. One of the reasons is just because of how heavy the sound system is. This being a performance car and all, I kind of just wanted to, Camaros are already heavy as it is. And I went ahead and added about another 300 to 400 pounds easily, because I upgraded all the speakers. I did the door speakers, I did the door tweeters, I did the 6x9s in the deck. And then I added two 12-inch subs, two 4-inch billet tweeters, 2 amps, all the wiring, and an extra battery, and also a battery isolator. And the box is made out of wood, so it's like there's a bunch of weight in the rear of this car. And it being a performance car and all, and then me wanting to go to the track more often now, and also me wanting to go hit some twists and turns, it's like I kind of want to remove it now, because now it's like I know that it's affecting the performance of the car. I can feel it. I can feel the car just not as planted as it should. And it's weird because you would think that it would be more planted since it's heavier in the back, but a car being planted doesn't just have to do with the amount of weight. It has to do with how the weight is distributed. And I am currently disrupting the way the weight was distributed in this car. I think this car, if I'm not mistaken, this car, I could be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, the weight distribution on this car was 52% up front and 48% in the rear, which is almost close to perfect, because even weight distribution or perfect weight distribution would be 50-50. And I went ahead and messed that up putting all that weight in the back. And not only that, but I do feel like it does cause more stress on the rear end components. I am a guy that does like to do burnouts in my car, and sometimes I do launch it, and sometimes we do go and do some fun runs, pulls at the track or in Mexico. And it having all that weight in the back, I feel like it just adds a lot of stress to the rear end components, and I kind of just want to stop that. I feel like maybe some of that weight had to do with me grenading the first differential, and the axle was kind of going as well. So yeah, I kind of want to get rid of that, and that's exactly what we're gonna do starting today. All right, guys, so we got the Camaro right here. Got my grandpa's tractor right here, or lawnmower right here. But sheesh, this thing is looking amazing right now for some reason in this garage. But let's get right into it. So there's not much that you really need to do this removal and install. All I have is either all you really need is a 932 or a 7mm socket, and then I have a T30, and then like a small flathead to help you remove the plugs. And then I'll show you guys. We got one bolt right there, and one bolt right there, and one bolt right there, and then we got to remove the plastic cap right here, and there's another bolt in there. And then if you remove this little rubber mat, this is why I recommend the flathead, because sometimes it can be a little difficult. Okay, there we go. That little mat hides a T30 Torx bit. And then, you know what? I'm gonna try to pull this one out for you guys too. Let me see if I can get it. Oh, I got it. Okay, it wasn't supposed to fly out like that, but this little cap exposes another 7mm or 932 bolt that's inside. All right, guys, so we took off all the bolts already. It's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts, and then you have the little rubber inlay that goes right here. Then you have the plastic cap that goes in the door panel or the door handle area, which is just clipped in. So all you gotta do is just pop those two things out, and now we could start pulling on the door. I always like to kind of pull from this corner. As you can see, it's easier. The door panel kind of comes out a little easier when going from either this corner or that corner. And then on the top here, you want to kind of pull towards you. You don't want to pull up, because then these clips will actually fall off, and you don't want that, because then it's a headache to put them back on. And now you see we have the door panel off. You want to be careful with this too. I almost yanked on it too hard, but you kind of want to like be careful with this when you're removing the door panel, so you don't yank on it too hard and break it. And then down here you have, this is the wire that pulls the latch so you can open the door. There's like a green tab right here. You just kind of want to push up on that, and then once you push up on that, if I can get a grip on this, you just want to pull out, and then you got to push. There's like a little bead right here, or like a little ball. You just want to kind of guide it out of the cutout. And then you got a bunch of plugs. So you got one right here. All you got to do, there's a tab right here. You just push on it. You push down on it, and then you start pulling outward. If I can do it. There we go. There's one. This is the one. This is the reason why I said you kind of need a small flathead, because this one you can't really get to it with your fingers. You kind of got to get to it with a flathead. So you kind of just want to pop the flathead in there, and at the same time you want to pull. All right, so that one's removed. And as you can see, guys, cut wires, which I am angry about. You got more cut wires in here, and you got oh, the speaker wire. So like if I take this out right now, there's gonna be another cut wire in there. So all you want to do here, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut this right here. Probably I don't know, maybe actually over here. I'll probably just cut this, and then oh, you don't want that, guy. You don't want that to happen, guys, because you can scratch your door panel. Luckily, this garage floor is coated, so I don't think it scratched it. If it was like actual cement or concrete, it would have scratched it. But here, you have the ambient lighting plug. You kind of want to push up on this and then pull the plug out at the same time. And now all we have is just one more wire, is this one. I'm just gonna cut it right here because this is from the speaker wire that I used for the sound system in my car, and we're not gonna need it anymore. So let me get some cutting pliers and we'll keep going with the removal. All right guys, I got my wire cutters. Again, I'm just gonna cut here. And then this door panel, I believe, is free to go. I'm just gonna place it off to the side. As you can see guys, there's no damage. Again, luckily this floor is coated, so it's kind of like slick, and that didn't get any damage. But if you're working outside or something, you definitely wanna hold on to that because you will mess up your door panel or scratch it. Now, what I gotta do is remove this doormat or this door card. I think this is called a door card, I'm not sure. I gotta remove this door card. I gotta remove all the clips that are holding it. I think it's actually only this one. I actually have a clip popper for that, so I'm just gonna grab that quickly. That was another thing that I forgot to mention. You need one of those clip poppers. It kind of has like an opening like this on the end. All right guys, this is what the clip popper looks like. Sometimes I wish I had one that had like a smaller opening right here, because sometimes I feel like these clips, like the two tabs that kind of go in, I feel like they're like less open. I feel like they're less spread out. But anyways, you want to pop this one off because that's actually, because this wiring harness has a bunch of clips. Like there was one here, but me being 16, I broke this. There's a bunch of clips that go along the door panel, or actually no, it's just two, or the door card, I'm sorry. There's one that goes here and there's one that goes here. So, and they kind of, honestly, I feel like that's what really holds this door card in place. So you kind of want to make sure that those clips get put back in their correct spots. So now we can finish removing this door card. You kind of want to follow the glue so you don't break it, because obviously you want all the glue to be put back on for when you're putting this back on. I kind of have to take off this whole door card for me to replace the harness because it goes all along the door. If it was up here, we wouldn't have to, but in this case, we're gonna have to. You see, sometimes the glue will break like this, and that's what I'm saying. You kind of want to peel back on it so it doesn't break like that. I just broke it because it's already too late. Here, I'm just gonna try to like take the most that I can off, so that way it stays on the door card. All right, right there it broke, so that's the most I can get. It's not too big of a deal. It'll stick. I've taken it off a couple times already and it still sticks, so but you want majority of the glue to stay on the card. That's like the trick, so that way you're able to put this back on. You don't have to remove it completely if you don't want to. I left it like this last time. I kind of just left it folded down like this. Now I'm gonna begin to pop off all these clips. These also go to the wiring harness, so you just want to get your clip popper. All right, that one was in there pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, you just want to get your clip popper, start to remove all these clips that are holding the harness in. All right, so those are all the clips. Now we got to remove this speaker. I don't think you have to remove this. This is to the mirror. You guys don't have to remove this. This clip, however, you do have to remove it. All right, and then this right here, you kind of want to push it in. And then you have to unplug it right here as well. So I'll show you guys that. Right here, there's a clip. You want to pull up on the clip. And once you pull up on the clip, the door harness is free. So yeah, all you have to do, there's 2 clips on this harness right here. You just push those 2 clips in together and that will pop out. And that's it. This harness is essentially ready to come out. Actually, no, there's actually one more plug in here, and it goes to the actuator for like the door locks. And it's essentially the same setup as this. It has a clip that you want to pull up on, and then you'll pull out on it. The last one from the driver's side door, I had to actually remove these 3 bolts right here, just so I can like get wiggle room to like kind of pull it forward so I can see the plug. And then I actually pulled up on the clip and I was like actually able to unplug it, because honestly, it being right there, it is kind of hard to get to, and with everything that there is behind the door and in that corner, it's kind of hard. So that's what I did to make it easier on me, and it worked. So that's probably what I'm going to do right now. I just got to get I think that's actually the same. It might be a T30. Let me see. Oh yeah, it is. All right, so it's actually a T30 Torx bit. I was literally about to go to the toolbox and get this, but I don't need to get it anymore because it's actually a T30 and I already have it. So yeah, the bolt that goes on the door panel and these bolts holding the actuator, they're all T30s. So you don't need to really get any other Torx sockets. Oh, and guys, if you have power tools, I recommend you use them, because this process would be so much faster if I had power tools. All right, guys, this is the other harness. I had a gentleman on Marketplace send this out to me from a product car that he has, and these harnesses are in amazing shape. Again, it was off of a low mileage 2014 2SS coupe. So yeah, this box, what are we gonna do with it? There we go. That's what we're gonna do with that box. But here I have the harness from my car laid out for you guys. I didn't disconnect the speaker from it because I didn't feel like cutting it and all that right now, but that's essentially how it's supposed to be laid out. This is the plug that I was telling you guys that is like the door plug. You pull this clip up. It's like a purple clip, burgundy clip. You pull up on this and that releases from the door actuator or lock. And then I also forgot to mention, you guys, there's another plug. This plug actually goes to the window regulator. That just has a tab on the bottom of it that's right here. You just push in on it, pull down, and it'll come out. And that's it. It's pretty much out. Now, this is the good part. So this is the plug for the speaker. This is what I cut. And this is the other thing that I cut. This goes to the tweeter. As you can see, we flip the speaker over, there's no plug here. And this is the plug that went to the tweeter, and I cut it. The way that this goes, why is this still here? That just threw me off. I guess I gotta cut this from here as well. Oh yeah, I do. I actually zip tied it onto there. Yep, I have to cut that off as well. Anyways, so I'm gonna show you guys how to like route it along the door really quickly, because that's something that's important. So you basically just want to take this part of the harness, the part that has the plug for the door lock actuator. You want to route this behind every single metal piece on the door. So like you want to route it behind here, you want to route it behind here and here, and then you guys have all your clips. You want to use the clips to help you route this the correct way. So you're going to want to clip all these on into the designated holes. And then once you do that, that's pretty much how it'll be routed. You can't really get it wrong. The only thing I would say for you to get it wrong is maybe if you put one of the clips in one of the spots they're not supposed to be in. So like, for example, the very last clip, if you were to put it here, that's the only way you could get it wrong. But this clip, for example, this yellow one, this actually goes on the inside. So this actually goes right here. I don't know if you guys kind of see that coming out. This goes in there, and then this one also goes here, but on the inside of the door. Yeah, so that's pretty much how you route it. guys, as you can see, the Camaro is all closed up and we were able to put the harness on successfully. It was a pretty smooth and easy install. I did forget one thing. You want to make sure that you plug in the harness before you actually put the door panel on. So like right here where this clip goes, you want to make sure that you plug this in before you put the door panel on, because if not, you literally have to remove the whole door panel again, which I had to do. I did it off camera, but yeah, I had to remove the door panel again just to plug that in. But everything is nice and buttoned up. The door panel is back on. Everything is working. So lock, unlock. Window is working too, but the car's off right now, so you're not gonna be able to see that. The speaker, however, I don't know if it's working yet because I have to remove the rest of the sound system that's in this car for it to start working or powering up. But as you guys remember, I had to take these out and it closes just like it did before. So there is a little crack right here. That's just because I got to turn the car on, put the window up and down a few times, and then it'll the computer will kind of like sense it and it'll go all the way back up the way it's supposed to. There are some wires hanging here because those wires were routed through this exit right here to go into the door, but I yanked them back and then I got to take the rest of them out. They're not plugged in or anything, so all I have to do is just remove the glove box, pull those out, and that should be it for that. And then all that's left is to take apart everything in the rear. So yeah, everything on the door panel went smooth. I'm gonna make another upload when I go to remove everything in the rear, and then we will continue from there, and hopefully we can get this factory sound system to start making some noise soon. I'll go ahead and show you guys. I don't think I've ever showed you guys the trunk setup, but the box that's in here does take half of the trunk space. Camaros have pretty big trunk space, I'm not gonna lie. The only thing that sucks about it is the opening. The opening is pretty small, but it has a pretty big trunk, and half of it is taken up because of the box. As you can see, this is the back of the box, and this is where the I think those are the grounds or the positives that go from there to the amp. I don't even know, I gotta check all that. I already forgot, but it takes up half of the space. This is all the stuff we've already removed so far, except for that amp. That amp doesn't have anything to do with that. That's actually the factory amp that goes with the Boston Acoustics, but the rest is all wiring that we have removed so far, the speakers that we have removed so far. So yeah, it's been a journey, but we finally put that wiring harness on that door, so I'm pretty happy. And like I said, the install went pretty smooth. It went relatively quickly as well. I took my time with it, and I still managed to get it done like maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes. And I took my time because I wanted to kind of wipe down the door panel on the inside and the door card, and wipe the door itself on the inside as well. So yeah, that was the removal and install of both the door panel and the wiring harness for the door. So if you guys were ever to come across a 5th generation and you were doing the same exact thing, now there is a video out there for you guys to see that explains it pretty good, I think. So yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, turn on that bell notification icon, and I will catch you guys in the next one. As always guys, stay safe.